Hey everyone, and welcome to Prismic Chronicle. In May, we are going to talk about improvement in the content modeling, allowing you to now build any type of slice that you want, and Com will present that to you as a progress in the DevTools side. On the page builder side, we are going to talk about a few things, like the big release that we are planning for everyone to get the page builder by the end of the month of June. On top of that, we are now closing up our cycle on the media library to move forward new features. So, we are rebuilding our old document list to introduce Team Space that I'm going to present to you just now. As you know, we have been working for a few months to the page builder, and we are now arriving at the date where everyone will get access to it. By the end of month of June, everyone will be able to access the new page builder and enjoy the new features like the new rich text fields, like the new preview for your table of slice, all those big improvements. The good thing about it is that it's a new platform that allows us to ship new features and solve your needs. In the past quarter, typically, we've released a new media library with a new search, tagging, and bulk update. But we won't stop there. We are now entering a new phase and are releasing new improvement to the document list and new feature that comes with it. Typically, we are now targeting and focusing bigger teams. We know that for most of you, growing with Prismic is a challenge. We are really thankful that you use Prismic for more and more of your project and grow the type of content that you create. So, we saw in a lot of companies that actually using Prismic when you have to handle a website, a blog, a documentation, landing page, a job section for your website. All this becomes complicated because you have type of content that grow, but also people that are being involved in your team to create that content that grows also. And you now need to onboard people to actually create pages for your job section. We want to simplify that. That's why we are introducing team spaces. What are team spaces? It's a new way, thanks to a simple click, to define spaces for your team, as the name suggests. Let's imagine that I'm creating a legal team so that I can get all my legal people to create legal content and then to be reviewed. And I don't want those people to access or at least edit the other type of content, like my blog content. I will come to my interface, create a space that I will call legal, and then I will be able to set the rights and the roles of the different people specifically for that space. So if I'm integrating Leo, which works in the legal team at Prismic, I will be able to give him the power to actually write and publish content in the legal space, which he won't have in the documentation space, that actually the education team will be able to write and publish. It's a simple but powerful addition that will allow bigger teams to do two things. One, allow contributors to access faster to their content, thanks to the space that will basically make the content available in one click. Two, ensure that team can only edit the content that they are allowed to by setting roles for the given space for a given user. This will be available this quarter, and you can reach out to us in the description to get an early access to this feature. We are making the page builder way more powerful, but we are also now supporting more and more slice cases. We know that content modeling was a limitation before, and the DevTools team led by Com is going to show you all the progress that I have made so that you can build any slice.
Hi, this is Com from Prismic, and today I'm excited to share some news about Slice Machine and the developer experience. We are taking slice modeling to the next level. We know that slice modeling can be sometimes complex, because the more you add to your slices, and the harder it gets for editors to edit content. This is why we decided to limit ourselves in the past. But now things have changed. We released our new page builder, the editing experience is getting way easier, and so we decided to go even further with slice modeling capabilities. So let me show you a few examples where slices were complex to build in the past. Here, I'm in the website of Jasper, jasper.ai, on the homepage. And you can see on this slice, for example, that you have, so on the left part, you have an eyebrow, a title, a description, and you can see a list of CTA or list of links or button. And on the right part, you can see an animated list of cards. Let me show you how it was to build that in Slice Machine before we released our new version. So typically, in older version of Slice Machine, if you wanted to do that, so let's see here, for example, a slice that I called compliance. I wanted to make a similar slice that I can have in jasper.ai. I had to use like my non-repeatable zone and my repeatable zone. In the non-repeatable zone, I had to put all the static part, so the left part, and I had to make a link to the content for cards that are on the right part. I'll show you a bit later. And on the repeatable zone, I had to put my buttons, so I use the CTA label and CTA link here. So let's have a look at how complex this was to add the cards inside this slice. So typically, I had to add a content relationship field that I called cards that is actually linked to a custom type that is called cards. So it's editing here. And so if I go to my custom types, in this example here, I created a custom type that I call cards that contains a UID, a card image, and a card label. So in the page builder, what it means is that for an editor to edit the content for this unique slice, you had typically to create and edit two documents. One for the cards using the custom type cards, and the document where you use the slice. Let me show you another example. Here I am on the website of DigitalOcean on one of their product page. And you can see that slice. That slice contains possibly a static part with a title, a description, and this kind of table. In the end, this table is no more than possibly again a static part with a title here and a descriptions. And then you have an animated list of tabs that you can click. So possibly you can imagine that on the background, it's on the editor's choice to add as many tabs as they want. So they can possibly remove and add tabs here. And each of the tabs, so there's already a repetition here. And inside each of the tabs, you can see a list of cards that contain an image, a label, a price probably, and then a description. That was super complex to build in Prismic. And the solution for that again was most likely and probably to store all the data for these cards in again another custom types, and so that means again another document for editors to edit. So my team over the last weeks conducted a lot of user interviews to understand all of the use cases that slice modeling involves and to come up with the right solutions. And good news, our solution is already there. Slice Machine version 2.0.0 is the new version of Slice Machine that contains our first new feature improvement on slice modeling capabilities. Let me show you how it goes. Okay, so let me now install the new latest version of Slice Machine. So just go to changelog in your Slice Machine version, click on the latest version, copy the code snippet here, just like that, open your terminal, just paste it, and here you go. So now I run it. And here I go. So typically in that new version of Slice Machine, so I created a Prismic starter in this case to explain all the new changes. And I created an image card. And as you can see in that new version of Slice Machine, there is no more repeatable zone. You don't see any repeatable zone, but instead in this slice, I added a group for cards and a group for buttons. So if you can imagine from the example that we had before with our Jasper slice, with on the left part a list of buttons and on the right part a list of cards, you can just now add a group for cards and a group for buttons. So now let's see how it looks on the page builder. Okay, so on the page builder, this is how it looks. So I just open a document that contains my new slice. So as you can see on the preview on the left, it contains a list of cards. And so these are image cards and then a little list of buttons. And so you can see that on the page builder there is again no more repeatable zone. So no complex concept that your editors have to learn in order to jump in Prismic. They simply have to edit cards just because it's written here cards and no like repeatable zone or whatever concept that they have to grasp. So that's it for the latest version of Slice Machine. So remember, it's our new version, it's version 2.0.0. You can just install it and go to your changelog page in Slice Machine and copy paste the snippet so that you can install the latest version. Our vision at Prismic is to provide developers with the best modeling experience for creating advanced websites. So of course, we will not stop there. Bye bye.